Here's the 2025 July garden. All right, let's enter. Okay, we got some chicken drama going on. A volunteer green bean. And of course, zinnias, a must. Let's start over here in this corner. We've got some celosia, some more zinnias, a wild cherry tomato that I'm just letting go, a roselle hibiscus plant, a basil, one of many, many basils. Then we have a spider plant with a little bee visitor. And then we've got, I'm very excited, candy cane zinnias for the year. More basil, a very widespread ground cherry. One of mine died, so I replaced it with, you guessed it, more zinnias. This is, I believe, to be a Kajari melon vine that escalated quite quickly. More basil, celosia, a very happy rooster, some sage, holy basil, another zinnia. Then we have more zinnias, a red lunchbox pepper. Deep down in there is a shishito pepper. This is, I want to call it, oh hush, I want to call it a Johnny pumpkin, I don't know. But there's a weird looking one down there. I picked one yesterday. Alright, and then we've got little melons in here. See if I can find one. I don't know. Oh, here it is. There's one in there. Oh, looks like we have two different kinds. A Kajari and whatever that is. Maybe it's a honeydew or something. Several Kajaris apparently. Cool. I'm all for it. And then this is a squash plant of some sort. It looks to be maybe a butternut? Maybe a butternut. A zinnia. Some bush beans. A massive basil plant. Then we've got, this was supposed to be a candy cane zinnia, but it came out this beautiful light color. I wish he'd hush. Then we got more bush beans, basil, bush beans, that is okra. Then the next row, naturally more zinnias, bush beans, a fallen zinnia, and cucumbers. There's lots of big ones in there I picked yesterday. And some baby ones coming up. That's a hybrid one of some sort. It's definitely got some English cucumber in it that I saved seeds from for the past several years. We got some more zinnias. These are to dry, I think. There's some sort of dried bean. I just like to grow dried beans to give me something to do in the winter. And then we've got lots of forage going out of style here. And a butterfly visiting. Yep. Lots of little visitors. Then we got some cucumbers over here. Big vine. Pickling style. They're pretty good. I've been letting them grow extra big and feeding them to the chickens and the goats to save on the feed bill. It's great. Then we got some more zinnias. So far out of this row of zinnias, this one's my favorite. But we've got lots of cucumbers coming on. It's quite nice. That's a weed. But it's good for bug spray alternative. Then we've got more basil, a whole row. And some dandelions for the guinea pigs. Lots of basil. Then over here we have some eggplants. A row of them. I don't have any there yet, but we've got little teeny buds and such. They survived the flea beetles, so that's a good sign. There's some flowers. Then we've got our tomatoes, a rogue bean down here. Now let's see. Yeah, it's got some flowers coming on. We've got lots of tomatoes. Oh look, nature doing its job. That is a tomato hornworm with parasitic wasp eggs. Pretty gnarly. Lots of tomatoes coming on. I've had a time with something eating my tomatoes. I think it was the chickens breaking in. And then lots of disease. Lots of stuff eating them. This is supposed to be marigold. Something's eating the flowers. Looks like I'm gonna need to pick some stuff. Lots of tomato ruins. This was 2 small rows of squash, but it escalated quickly, so I mean, I'm not mad about it. I've gotten probably over 100 pounds of squash at this point. And there's still much more in there coming, so I'm happy. Then we've got the noodle beans. I picked a bunch yesterday, a wagon full of stuff. Over on that side I missed it, but there is some sage and loofah plants and a propagation of a tomato that I broke off, so I stuck it in the ground. Over here is that volunteer squash plant that I didn't have the heart to pull up, and honestly, it's looking pretty chaotic, but you know what? It grew me so much vegetables. Let's see if I can find one. I seen it. Ah, there's 2 right there. And of course a squash bug. Yep. And, how am I gonna get over here? Well, through the squash I go. Ugh. Oh, we've made it. Here it is. Some zinnias and some sage. Loofah's down there. Now on to the peppers. This is the basil. Oh, we have lots and lots of peppers. I picked a bunch that I thought were banana peppers and Hungarian yellow wax, but I got them mixed up and put them in the wrong buckets, so I lit myself up with those Hungarian yellow wax. Lots of peppers. Usually in my garden I wait and just pick them when they're green, but I'm gonna try this year to be patient and to grow them to their fullest extent. This, I think, is that a poblano? I don't know. I planted some. I lost all my tags. I thought, oh, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It mattered. There's a pepper of some sort. And a tip that I have learned in my pepper mistaking, if they grow upwards, they are most likely hot. If they grow downwards, they're most likely sweet. Like these. Something's happened to this plant overnight. I don't know. Those are growing upwards like that, most likely hot. These over here, growing downward like that, most likely sweet. But that is not always the case. For example, either these are serranos or really skinny jalapenos. They are growing down. So who knows? That tip might not work for everything, but it's okay. All right. Oops. My chili pepper has fallen. Then over here we have more tomatoes on that side. These are habaneros for my brother. And then some really tall marigolds. I did not know that marigolds got this tall. They're all of 4 feet. I'm having to hold my phone up really high. We've got lots of tomatoes trying to ripen. This plant's pretty cool. I'm gonna see if I can. It's got a lot, but it's still green. Have some patience. There's bugs in my face. And then this is my makeshift door. We've got a pumpkin coming out of the pumpkin slash potato slash cherry tomatoes that have taken over everything. Great name, right? And then over there, I'd show you my raspberry bush right there, but I ate them all this morning. So they were good, I can tell you that. But whoops, can't show them. My little apple tree, it's really doing a lot better now that I put this around there. The deer had a time, they enjoyed it. More pumpkins. I hope there's something in there. I really do. One year I had a really good time harvesting pumpkins, but after that, I haven't. So we'll keep trying. Look, there's another pumpkin vine coming out. These are mostly weeds, but I chop them up, feed them to my goats. Some sunflowers in there. And there's cherry tomatoes. You gotta look. If you look close enough, you'll find them. That's where I cleared some potatoes. The rest I just gave up. They're in there somewhere. But this I'll plant some, what's it called? I don't know, but my second harvest of squash. I have some started seed up at the greenhouse. Then we've got some of these zinnias, amongst other flowers, sunflowers. That over there, it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's so pretty. I threw a bag of wildflower seeds out here, so must be that. There's a butterfly and some dried sunflower heads. Probably give those to chickens. These are very tall Mexican sunflowers. Focus. Yeah. We've got butterfly visitors. There's a really dark one. Wasn't that a pretty picture right there? Lots of, listen to that. Oh, not the dog, but lots of flowers. This is a volunteer ground cherry. Before this video, I kind of ate all of those too. Look at that, all those butterflies. Then we have more zinnias. I really like that one. It's pretty. And that one. I really like all the zinnias. A basil. Lots of weeds. But 'tis the season. It's okay. We got an okra. Okra's just not growing very well for me this year. There's another one. That's alright. Can't win them all. And more of this Mexican sunflower. I enjoy those. Now we're going to go through here. All along this tree line is blackberries. You'll see my little wagon path that I go through. Onwards to the raised bed garden. The girls. I'm working on building them a new chicken tractor. And I have an electric fence that I'm going to put around them and move them all the time. This was my fall garden and probably will be again. There's some carrots there. And then we have the very rough looking raised bed garden. Got some bachelor buttons, grown asparagus, rhubarb, a kiddie pool tomato with, these are type of poppy. I really like them. Then we've got some of these black-eyed Susans. Over there is a beauty berry. We have lots of bee balm too. I've been cutting that back though to use it. Not sure if I'm doing it right, but that's okay. This was a lily. It's dried up some time and I started from seeds. This is the first year I've ever succeeded at that. I wish I could spread that smell in the video, but it didn't work. We're not in Harry Potter. Then we have a mint of some sort. A massive catnip plant. Some chamomile. Some protruding flowers. Another kind of mint. More holy basil. Some yarrow. Another yarrow. I got this blueberry. It's called a climax blueberry. I got it from a farmer's market in Greensboro. Then there's a rough looking banana tree. I let it get too dry. That's my water catchment system. I have to put a net over there so that it's old window screens. That way nothing falls in. Then there's some 4 o'clocks out here too. This is the beauty berry. It's getting there. I think it's the Asian variety. Let's see. Then on this line, you've got my 4 main blueberries. I'm going to add the 5th one right about here. A random wild rose. I'm going to try to trellis it up the side of my greenhouse. And then we have some succession. That's the word. That's my succession squash and some flowers. We've got a lilac. Kind of struggling. I think it got too dry. Then we have a rose of Sharon. It just stopped blooming. An elderberry. Excuse the mess, by the way. This is a eucalyptus and an elephant ear. I'm saving everything in pots for when I move. This is, I got it on sale for a really good deal. It was like 75% off. It's them big purple flowers. I forgot what they're called, but it's one of those. I could probably tell you. There's a tag. Clematis. I did not pay that. I got it for $5. So that's the garden. Here's the greenhouse. That's it. My July 2025 garden.